It's easy to get lost when you're trying to do sculptures in such a wide thing where you don't have a grounding. When you can always play off of the human body, you can get such interesting pieces, and it kind of never runs out in terms of the way that you can play with it. Anatomy and the portrait, I think it's such a fundamental skill, and that when you start to distort it, you're so much better having learnt it.
Eddie, tell us about your final piece.
So I decided to do a figurative sculpture.
Brilliant. But your first idea,
Yeah.
that one was just so wonderful. It was, we were walking into, was it an octagon?
It was a hexagonal mirror room.
Yeah, and that was fantastic. And you actually managed to stretch one of those panels, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Tell us about your final piece. Tell us what was the main idea behind the whole thing.
I was looking into transhumanism for my dissertation, and I got really fascinated by the process of cryonic preservation, which some transhumanists go through in order to extend their lives, hoping that they'll be revived in the future by some miraculous new technology. A lot of them go through this process where essentially only their head is preserved.
But you made it so contemporary, and what I loved about your research portfolio was the inclusion of Futurama. Because when you start talking about preserved heads, I just see Nixon sitting there going, it wasn't me, you know. It's just such a brilliant idea.
Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us, Angelo. If you could just explain a bit about your background, your job, what you do, what kind of stuff you like doing.
We work with established artists that not necessarily have the technical skills to produce something. It would be impossible because sometimes what we make is so complex and it takes so many people to put it together that it would be just unimaginable for a single artist to do it, you know, as one. I work in the modeling department, and I had the chance to develop also some digital skills. My background is a bit unusual because I'm a self-taught. So but at some point I decided I wanted to be a sculptor, so I gave up on that sort of path and I moved on to a different one. And you know, long story short, after like a year and a half working in a supermarket and a nightclub, I found this job. Started as a traditional modeler. There was a big project going on at the time. I think they were desperate for a sculptor. That's why they hired me in the first place. The digital thing came along and they jumped on it. I was just like, I just was eager to grow and learn new things. And I found there was a good call too.